Everybody, this is our Alpha Traders top 5 plus some, as always, secondary list of the week, where we go through the 5 plays that we're really looking at this week, along with 5 secondary names. A lot of good setups. SPY's looking great, as you guys can see. SPY SPX closed just above this long-term trend line here. It poked its head just above it and closed. Looks like we're gapping up to about 394.50 going into tomorrow as of right now. So let's get to it. Let's go Marvel. So Marvel's been in this nice little ascending channel. Looks great. Had a great breakout. Great 3-day off the bottom trend line. Boom, boom, boom. Retook the 8-day, retook the 21-day. Both anchored VWAPs, right from the highest high and the local lowest low. Looking good moving forward. Looking for 55 this week. If it can break 55 tomorrow, you're looking at back to all-time highs of 55.70. Possibly you could see 58. We'll see how it works out, but really looking for a bullish retest here, and then a pop back, and maybe on Thursday, Friday, pop back above that. So might want to do some data calls, and maybe March 19th, March OPEX, April OPEX. We'll see how it shapes out, because it could just pop and then get really choppy with the rest of the market. NEO. So as always, NEO is on the list. NEO is probably the number one P&L for last year, along with Tesla. And now we're looking at it as a consolidation before an imminent move. Now, I will tell you this. If the moment NEO breaks all-time highs, you're looking at NEO going to 70. It could be within an hour. It could be within a day. But the moment that it breaks, you guys see all my lines. The moment it breaks this all-time high, that is the moment that 70 comes plus more, most likely. You could see a Tesla-like move from NEO once it breaks all-time highs. I am talking about it could be 100 to 110 by August. It could be 110 by October. If the market keeps moving like it does, it could see 125 by the end of the year. 125. That's just crazy to hear, right? 125 for NEO. Some people have been holding it since $4 or $5. But I think with NEO opening up their U.S. Customer base, it's going to be such a huge boon for it that it's going to, along with EV credits and things like that. Now's a great time for Chinese automakers to come into the U.S. If they get the EV credits. Biden is easing up on Chinese restrictions. And if they open a factory in the United States, NEO, if any of those things happen, it moves up. If all 3 of those things happen and those EV credits come, sky is the limit for NEO. But for this week, it's just building this trend. It kind of looks like, NVIDIA after it popped, it went to all-time highs and it dropped all the way down. It just consolidated, and it kind of just made itself a nice little channel. You see that it wants to test that trend line both ways. So in a perfect world, we can get to 58.17 this week, and we can buy some data calls for that, March, April, maybe 60, 61s. I told our Alpha Trader members just now, I'll be loading the boat somewhere around here. I do think that it'll pop up again. It'll get to 63 and be like, yay, it's coming, and then it fails, and then they say it's garbage again at 60, and then it'll make its move. I believe earnings are March 1st, I want to say off the top of my head. So looking for this to really move. It's probably going to be on the list every single week moving forward. So another one is SOS. I personally was looking at Bitcoin all weekend. I was looking at the crypto market. I was looking at where those breaking points are. Talked to some really smart people. Trader Mercury, who's one of our who's our main swing trader when it comes to stocks itself. He doesn't do many options, but he does some. but he mostly does stocks, and he's a great swing trader and even better crypto trader. And then I also talked to Jacob Canfield, if you guys might know, really good friend of mine. Been trading crypto for, Lord knows, how long. Um, and just looking at the structure of Bitcoin, as soon as it breaks 50, I think you see this raging bull market on it again until 60. And SOS is going to be one of those that really benefits from that. I mean, as you saw, Bitcoin pop, got to 48, 49, alts started running, things like that. And you see these last 2 days, it's just been a huge amount of volume, really the last 4 days, huge amounts of volume. And the flow on it, if you see the flow from Cheddar Flow, was just absolutely 100%, 20,000 contracts, 100% bullish. And then you'll start seeing some block trades in here where some big boys are trying to sneak in smaller, blocks that they can split up so people don't check them out and don't find them. These smaller ones aren't really that one, you have to really worry about, but you see some of these Sharpies hitting it, and you take notice. So SOS is a big play. I'd really love to buy it at 7. I would love to buy it at 7. I would absolutely love it. I love it even more at 670, 680. If it can get there, it needs the 8 day to catch up. It's a little extended. Even if it meanders here for a little while, maybe it has an inside day and it pops after that. Sorry, I was and it could really pop. So this could be a great long-term play. It might just buy some stock and sit in it and let it run to 2030. If Bitcoin gets to 100,000 or crypto, Ethereum gets to 5,000, this could be a really big play along with Mara and Riot, which we've been playing the whole way up. Zoom has been very, very, very good to us. Looks like it's ready to peek its head. You really have to, I think this is going to gap up tomorrow, Tuesday into it. I think all it really needs is just this gap to start filling the gap again at 444. If this gaps up to 444 tomorrow morning, I think it's a very good buy. You can even let it sit for a day and then buy it against that. We're currently Alpha Traders members are in the 480s for not this week, but next week expiration. We're looking for a nice big move over the next 2 weeks as it ramps into earnings. Earnings on Zoom should be phenomenal. There should not be any doubt that they'll be bad. They may not be as good as they were over the summer, but they should be very good, and we'll see a ramp up into it. And really looking for a break here of this trend line, which is around 441.20. 441.22, that line. We can break up, start filling that gap a little more. I think it's a massive long. If it fails for some reason, if it comes in tomorrow and it starts failing, touching the 8 day, may have to wait till it retakes that trend line. DocuSign looks a lot like TDoc did. We nailed TDoc for I think it was 200% and 300% on our calls. We probably could have got 500%, but I'm not going to be greedy at 300%. It peaked its head over the trend line here, and this could really, really run. It's kind of clear skies. You kind of have clear skies. 271.55 is the next area of interest for me if it doesn't fall back tomorrow, which I don't think it will. I think it's going to gap up probably to 267-ish, which is still, I wouldn't buy it there. I'd probably just wait and see, where it goes as it flags out. But the breakout looks great. This could have been day 1. They might have a day 2 and a day 3 back above here, and then it comes back down, tests the trend line, and pops back up. Earnings are coming up, but this looks a lot like TDoc. So if you may want to go a couple, maybe go March OPEX. And I think if the way it looks, if it gaps up tomorrow, we're going to wait. And we're probably going to do the 290 March 19 calls. We'll see how it all works out. Love swings in tech that got beaten up and is in this choppy zone. And this is pretty much chop. Looks like NVIDIA. Went up, down, like there was no middle ground. You just got chopped up if you were playing options, unless you played it the right way. Also, secondary list, weed, cannabis looks great for a relief bounce back to at least the 50% rules in play here. CGC, I love at 34, probably not getting it. You're probably getting a 38. You may get just slightly under 37-ish, 36, 36.75. Might, if it drops 34, this is a massive buy. This is like a super buy zone. I think we're going to get to here though, and this is probably a good bounce area. It'll probably bounce to here and then come back and retest, and then probably shoot up back to, I would probably say 47. So that's not a bad move at all. TLRY, same. All these wheat stocks have the same structure. If you guys, as we look through all these, TLRY looks, to me, it looks great. This, what I really like about TLRY, it has a really defined area for a buy. I really think 2678 is a great area of interest to start loading up on some. 2750 might be a good one. 2775 might be a good one. Somewhere in that area is a really good bounce area. And buy, you'd probably want to buy dated ones. I mean, unless you want to play lottos, which it's up to you guys what you want to do. But for me, I would look at this and go, this is more of a long-term swing, because obviously I think it can get back to 45, 46 by the time it's done. So if you can buy it down here, it's a more local bottom. I don't think you get down here. I really don't, unless there's really bad wheat news. ACB, same type of setup here. 1252 was where it closed. It bounced at 1235. So it took down a little bit. I don't think it's going to get to the 50-day here. I don't think it is. I think the only one that really will is TLRY. If you guys go and look back at it, I think this is the 21-day. I'm sorry, it's really how low I think it's going to go. And then last on the secondary list, Apple. Looks good for a bounce here. I would really like to see it get above 137.88. Really like to show some power tomorrow. It hasn't been a real strong name, whereas Google and even Facebook on Friday, they all had really good days. But Google's kind of been the leader in beta tech. Netflix also has really been strong as well. So I'd like to see Apple catch up. It looks pretty good. Looks like it's tight. It looks like it wants to bounce, but I got to see it over 138. 140 would be the target over 138 this week. I do think it gets back to all-time highs in the next few weeks. We'll see how that goes with that. So in the end, I think those are some great names for this week. If you guys are interested, here's our website, alphatraders.com. You guys can kind of see, it's just, basic info about what we do. If you want to see more. And then you guys kind of get an idea of where we're at, what we're doing, some of the things that we've had, some of the, YouTube, things like that. Our 21-day trial for $21. There's different, sets of plans you guys can choose, but you can try us for 21 days, literally just 21 days. It's $21. And then you can see some of the testimonies. These are real. These are people that are in our group now, and these are real numbers, and they can attest to, their successes. So we appreciate you guys coming and spending some time with us. Good luck to you. And we'll see you this week.